Anyone attending the extraordinary form for the first time will immediately notice that the priest is facing the altar with his back to the nave and the congregation. He's facing towards the tabernacle, the crucifix. We call that a worship ad orientem, towards the east, because in its origins, churches were arranged so that when the priest faced the crucifix, that he was facing the east. But even today, that crucifix represents liturgical east. Formerly, it was believed that in the early church, the priest usually faced the people over the altar, as he does in the ordinary form. But more recent scholarship, notably by Father Michael Lang, has shown that the situation is rather more complicated than that. There are many churches which have been excavated which show that the priest actually faced east with his back to the nave. On those occasions when the priest faced into the nave, he was still facing east because the church was arranged in that direction. So the doors could be opened at dawn, as is still the case with St. Peter's Basilica, and you can see the dawn sunlight coming in. The importance of facing east was that the east represented both the direction of the crucifixion in relation to Jerusalem, and also the direction from which Christ was expected to return in the second coming. So facing east is an eschatological form of worship. We look forward to Christ coming from the east into our worship. The arguments used today in favour of the priest facing the people during Mass usually involve the notions of creating a sense of intimacy, allowing eye contact between the priest and the people, and allowing the people to see what the priest is doing on the altar. In fact, those arguments wouldn't be applicable in the early church, especially in the great basilicas where we know that the priest faced into the nave, because the people in those enormous churches wouldn't have been able to catch the priest's eye. The priest was in any case praying with his eyes lifted upwards, as were the people. That was the ancient form of praying. And in fact, there was nothing to see. In the earlier centuries of the church, the ceremonies which we see in the extraordinary form, and indeed in the ordinary form, at the altar, they hadn't yet developed, and the priest simply stood at the altar saying the prayers. The priest faces the same direction as the people, and in doing so represents the people in going up to the altar on their behalf and offering sacrifice to a third party, God. He's not offering a sacrifice to the people, he's offering sacrifice to God on behalf of the people. In fact, the people are united with him in that direction of worship, in that offering of the sacrifice. So it's not something which divides the priest from the people, it's something which actually unites him with the people. And this is expressed in very strong terms by Cardinal Ratzinger, as he then was, writing in the Spirit of the Liturgy. A common turning to the east during the Eucharistic prayer remains essential. This is not a case of something accidental, but of what is essential. Looking at the priest has no importance. What matters is looking together at the Lord. It is not now a question of dialogue, but of common worship, of setting off towards the one who is to come. What corresponds with the reality of what is happening is not the closed circle, but the common movement forward, expressed in a common direction for prayer.